Hi, my name is Huascar Medina, and I'm the current Poet Laureate of the state of Kansas. I'd like to thank the Writers Place for inviting me to read some poetry today, but I've decided to defer the reading of my own work to share the work of Black voices in poetry in America. Black lives matter, and so do their voices. The first poem I'll read is a poem that's very dear to my heart. It's a poem I've shared with my son in discussion. And though he is only 8, he does have an understanding of what it is to be different. This poem was featured in NPR recently, and driving one morning we had a discussion about it. This poem is entitled Bullet Points, and it's by Jericho Brown, and it's from his collection of poetry, The Tradition, from 2019. I will not shoot myself in the head, and I will not shoot myself in the back, and I will not hang myself with the trash bag. And if I do, I promise you, I will not do it in a police car while handcuffed or in the jail cell of a town. I only know the name of because I have to drive through it to get home. Yes, I may be at risk, but I promise you, I trust the maggots who live beneath the floorboards of my house to do what they must to any carcass more than I trust any officer of the law of the land to shut my eyes like a man of God might, or to cover me with a sheet so clean my mother could have used it to tuck me in. When I kill me, I will do it in the same way most Americans do. I promise you, cigarette smoke, or a piece of meat on which I choke, or so broke I freeze in one of these winters we keep calling worst. I promise if you hear of me dead anywhere near a cop, then that cop killed me. He took me from us and left my body, which is, no matter what we've been taught, greater than the settlement a city can pay a mother to stop crying, and more beautiful than the new bullet fished from the folds of my brain. The next poem I'm going to share is from Lucille Clifton. It's part of her collection, Blessing the Boats, new selected poems from 1988 to 2000. This poem is entitled Jasper, Texas, 1998, for Jay Bird. I am a man's head hunched in the road. I was chosen to speak by the members of my body. The arm, as it pulled away, pointed toward me. The hand opened once and was gone. Why and why and why should I call a white man brother? Who is the human in this place? The thing that is dragged or the dragger? What does my daughter say? The sun is a blister overhead. If I were alive, I could not bear it. The townsfolk sing, we shall overcome, while hope bleeds slowly from my mouth into the dirt that covers us all. I'm done with the dust. I'm done. The next poem is by Traci K. Smith, former Poet Laureate of the United States. This poem is entitled Declaration. It's a poem that came from her collection of work entitled Wade in the Water. It was published in 2018. Declaration. He has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has plundered our, ravaged our, destroyed the lives of our, taking away our, abolishing our most valuable, and altering fundamentally the forms of our. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here, taken captive on the high seas to bear. The next poem I'm going to share is by Claudia Rankine. It's from her collection of work entitled Citizen. The poem is entitled, Some Years There Exists a Wanting to Escape. Some years there exists a wanting to escape. You floating above your certain ache, still the ache coexists. Call that the imminent you. You are you even before you grow into understanding you are not anyone. Worthless, not worth you. Even as your own weight insists you are here, fighting off the weight of non-existence, and still this life parts your lids. You see you seeing your extending hand as a falling wave. I, they, he, she, we, you turn only to discover the encounter, to be alien to this place. Wait. This patience is in the living. Times open out to you, the opening between you and you, occupied, zoned for an encounter, given the histories of you, and always, who is this you? The start of you each day, a presence already, hey you. Slipping down, burying the you buried within, you are everywhere, and you are nowhere in the day. The outside comes in, then you, hey you. Overheard in the moonlight, overcome in the moonlight. Soon you are sitting around, publicly listening. When you hear this, what happens to you doesn't belong to you, only half concerns you. He is speaking of the Legionnaires in Claire Denis's film, Beau Travail, and you are pulled back into the body of you receiving the nothing gaze. The world out there is insisting on this only half concerns you. What happens to you doesn't belong to you, only half concerns you. It's not yours only. And still a world begins its furious erasure. Who do you think you are? Saying I to me. You nothing, you nobody, you. A body in the world drowns in it. Hey you. All our fevered history won't instill insight, won't turn a body conscious, won't make that look in the eyes say yes, though there is nothing to solve. Even as each moment is an answer, don't say I if it means so little. Holds the little forming no one. You are not sick, you are injured. You ache for the rest of life. How to care for the injured body, the kind of body that can't hold the content it is living. And where is the safest place when that place must be someplace other than in the body? Even now your voice entangles this mouth whose words are here as pulse, strumming, shut out, shut in, shut up. you cannot say. The body translates its you. You there. Hey, you. Even as it loses the location of its mouth. When you lay your body in the body, entered as if skin and bone were public places. When you lay your body in the body, entered as if you're the ground you walk on. You know no memory should live in these memories, becoming the body of you. You slow all existence down with your call, detectable only as sky. The night's yawn absorbs you as you lie down at the wrong angle to the sun, ready, all ready to let go of your hand. Wait with me, though the wait up, might take until nothing whatsoever was done. To be left, not alone, the only wish, to call you out, to call out you. Who shouted you? You shouted you. You, the murmur in the air, you sometimes sounding like you sometimes saying you go nowhere. Be no one but you first. Nobody notices, only you've known. You're not sick, not crazy, not angry, not sad. It's just this. You're injured. Everything shaded, everything darkened, everything shadowed. It's the stripped, it's the struck, it's the trace, it's the aftertaste. I, they, he, she, we, you were too concluded yesterday to know whatever was done could also be done, was also done, was never done. The worst injury is feeling you don't belong so much to you. The final poem I'm going to read today is by Danez Smith. It's titled Dear White America, from his collection, Don't Call Us Dead. I've left Earth in search of darker planets, the solar system revolving too near a black hole. I've left in search of a new God. I do not trust the God you have given us. My grandmother's hallelujah is only outdone by the fear she nurses every time the blood-fat summer swallows another child who used to sing in the choir, "Take your God back." Though his songs are beautiful, his miracles are inconsistent, I want the fate of Lazarus for Renisha. Want Chucky, Bo, meet Trayvon, Sean, and Janilla, risen 3 days after their entombing, their ghosts regifted flesh and blood, their flesh and blood regifted their children. I've left Earth. I'm equal parts sick of your go back to Africa, and I just don't see race. Neither did the poplar tree. We did not build your boats, though we did leave a trail of kin to guide us home. We did not build your prisons, though we did, and we fill them too. We did not ask to be part of your America, though are we not America? Her joints brittle and dragging and ripped gown through Oakland. I can't stand your ground. I'm sick of calling your recklessness the law. Each night I count my brothers, and in the morning when some do not survive to be counted, I count the holes they leave. I reach for black folks and touch on the air. Your master, magic, trick, America. Now he's breathing. Now he don't. Abracadabra. White bread, voodoo, sorcery you claim not to practice. Hand my cousin a pistol to do your work. I tried, white people, I tried to love you, but you spent my brother's funeral making plans for brunch, talking too loud next to his bones. You took one look at the river, plump with the body of boy after girl after sweet boy and ask, why does it always have to be about race? Because you made it that way. Because you put an asterisk on my sister's gorgeous face. Call her pretty for a black girl. Because black girls go missing without so much as a whisper of where. Because there are no amber alerts for amber-skinned girls. Because Jordan boomed, because Emmett whistled, because Huey P. spoke, because Martin preached, because black boys can always be too loud to live. Because it's taken my papa's and my grandma's time, my father's time, my mother's time, my aunt's time, my uncle's time, my brother's time, and my sister's time. How much time do you want for your progress? I've left Earth to find a place where my kin can be safe, where black people ain't but people the same color as the good, wet Earth. Until that means something, until then, I bid you well, I bid you war, I bid you our lives to gamble with no more. I've left Earth and I am touching everything you beg your telescopes to show you. I'm giving the stars the right names and this life the new story and history you cannot steal or sell or cast aboard or hang or beat or drown or own or redline or shackle or silence or cheat or choke or cover up or gel or shoot or gel or shoot or gel or shoot or ruin. This, if only this one, is ours.